I move House File 112 be laid over for possible inclusion, so your bill is ready to be presented, Representative.
Mr. Chair, I just, clarification, it's 122, correct? I heard 112, I just want to make sure.
It is 122.
Thank you. All right, well, Mr. Chair and members, this bill appropriates from the Commissioner of Veteran Affairs $540,000 in the fiscal year of 2024 from the general fund. This would be used to do approximately 75,000 meals for about 200 recipients. This is a specifically targeted making sure that Meals on Wheels is delivering meals to veterans in their homes. Meals on Wheels is a great program that it not only brings hot meals to seniors and veterans, but the Metro Meals on Wheels, who I have the executive director with me today, I just want to say, as a therapist in my background, it's just such a great way, as we see our seniors and aging population stay in their home longer, to have a good touch point to make sure that they're getting that social connection. I have my mother-in-law and a lot of the people in her condo just really love the Meals on Wheels program, and I'm really honored to be here today and support this. So I would love to move to my testifier.
If you would give us your name and then proceed with the testimony, please.
My name is Patrick Rowan. I'm the Executive Director of Metro Meals on Wheels. Chair, members of the committee, thank you for having us here today. Metro Meals on Wheels works with 30 other nonprofits in the Twin Cities area, from Hastings in the southeast to St. Michael in the northeast. Last year, we served over 1.7 million meals to 12,000 seniors and people living with disabilities in that area, which is an increase of over 50% from 2019. Over 17,000 people volunteered to ensure that their neighbors received a warm meal and a smile. And we know that without this vital service, many of them would be either in a nursing home or other institution and suffering from the illnesses that they endure. Surprisingly, only a fraction of those are veterans. 163 veterans are currently receiving Meals on Wheels. While there's over 500 veterans, according to the commissioner, here in the Twin Cities that are living in VA-funded housing. So these and others, we look to reach out to those individuals and individuals through their suicide prevention program, and partnering with the VA to make sure that they do get that daily meal and that human connection that's so important for them to remain independent. Like the traditional neighbors helping neighbors that Meals on Wheels is, we see this as a program of veterans helping veterans. Meals on Wheels is possible because of partnerships between nonprofits, volunteers, philanthropy, and government. Medicaid pays for about a third of the meals delivered through Meals on Wheels, and the Older Americans Act pays for about another third, and the remainder is possible through philanthropy. However, established funding resources are limited, and it's oftentimes difficult to qualify for. So for example, the Older Americans Act, you must be over the age of 60 in order to qualify. We know that there are many people younger than that would benefit from this program. House File 122 would create an opportunity to work directly with Veterans Affairs to identify 200 veterans, regardless of age, that would benefit from Meals on Wheels and serve them a warm, nutritious meal 5 days a week. Metro Meals on Wheels is uniquely qualified to coordinate this effort with the VA. As I mentioned before, we have partnerships throughout the Twin Cities, and we have the capacity to serve an additional 200 people, if not the resources to provide more veterans. Like I mentioned before as well, we oversaw over a 50% increase during the pandemic and continue to field more requests every day. We coordinate the production, the delivery, and as well as the collection and client information for meals over 2,000 meals a day, and reporting and oversight for Medicare and the Older Americans Act. So thank you for your time today. I encourage you to support and pass House File 122.
Good, thank you, Mr. Rowan. I understand Representative Olson, would you like to ask a question?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And to the testifier, you answered a lot of the questions that I originally had regarding this bill, but I need a little bit of clarification. So you stated that there's 163 veterans that are already being provided with meals, and you're talking about how this additional $500,000 that will go towards paying for 200 More. So the answer is going to be, we're looking at having 363 veterans that we're going to be feeding on a daily basis, as opposed to just taking, now with this money, we can do 200, so the 163 that we're already providing, 200 minus 163 is 47 additional veterans. We're not doing that. We are going to be at 363, more or less. That's where we're going to be.
Expectation, yes.
Perfect. And you said, if, Mr. Chair, if you continue, and you stated that, that your organization has the ability to scale up to the tune of $500,000 a year?
Yes, we do have that capacity.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative Olson. You know, I have a question also regarding your outreach. How do you plan on reaching the additional veterans?
Chair Newton, thank you for your question. We plan to work closely with the VA. Like I said, there's several facilities in the Twin Cities area, and their suicide prevention program. So we would work with them and the housing that they subsidize that's not in their facilities.
Okay, thank you. Representative Weens?
Yes, yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And this sounds like a great program. I'm curious, just with your last comment, will it be veterans that are delivering the Meals on Wheels to other veterans, or will those personnel have some type of mental health training so they're able to provide an extra service?
Thank you, Representative Olson. Yes, all of our volunteers do receive training on how to, recognize difficult situations, how to work with meal recipients, and I think that's one of the exciting things about the program. We've been in discussion about working with the VA to identify veterans that are capable of delivering meals and have the opportunity to take an hour or so out of their day to make that connection. So we think there's just a great opportunity just to multiply that social benefit of Meals on Wheels with a veteran serving a veteran.
Just one follow-up question. And the reporting for this, will this go back through the Department of Veterans Affairs and be reported back to the legislature on the success of the program?
Representative Olson, thank you.
Weens.
Yes, yeah, I'm sorry?
Weens.
Weens, pardon me, I'm sorry.
I know, we look a lot alike.
I can't see your, I can't see
I grew
your
my
name
hair out a
there.
little bit.
I apologize. Yes, we would, the funds would go through Veterans Affairs and we would report on the use of those funds.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good, thank you. Are there any other questions? Oh, Representative Bennett.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you. So just a question, so, because I'm trying to clarify or understand how this works, but the veterans currently being served qualify just under your general Meals on Wheels means tested, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So,
Yep, so then my, thank you, Mr. Chair, and so my additional question is, with this new money, how would they qualify? Is there any qualification aside from being a veteran? Is it means tested, age tested? How would they qualify? What if there's more veterans than this amount of money can provide for? Or what if there's less, and what happens to that money then?
Yeah. Mr. Rowan?
Mr. Chair, Representative Bennett, thank you for your question. Meals on Wheels is fairly reactive. We promote Meals on Wheels generally in the community, and folks that reach out to us saying that they need help are able to receive that. Fortunately, we don't have any waiting lists. We don't deny people service. We figure out a way to make sure that they get served. With this program, we look to be a little more proactive in reaching out to veterans that may need assistance. So this funding would help those individuals. We're not looking to take folks off of other programs and add them to this and supplant other funding. We want to be able to reach more individuals in need, and this would allow us to do that for that population that would benefit greatly.
Good, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Representative Olson.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I just came up with this one just recently. So my last question is, obviously this bill pertains to Meals on Wheels within the metropolitan area of the state. There are in fact veterans all over the state, and I know that's not your purview, so maybe to the author of the bill, is there some coordination? Do the other Meals on Wheels not need that funding, or is this just step one and hoping to make step two a more broad?
Representative Edelson.
Mr. Chair, Representative, it's the 7-county metro that Metropolitan Meals on Wheels deals with. And I guess I would go to the executive director on how they're collaborating. But the one other thing I just want to highlight for the committee, which I found was very interesting when we had this bill last year, and we're vetting it out to make sure that it would work out, that they also, Metro Meals on Wheels, screens to figure out, they'll have like a question on their application, whether or not somebody is a veteran, so that even if they didn't go, say, and find out about the program through Veterans Affairs, that they would also find just being a veteran, filling out the form, that they would be able to flag that way and make sure they're connecting with other resources. But Executive Director, would you be able to talk about other parts of Minnesota?
I can. Thank you, Representative Chair
Mr.
Newton.
Rowan.
Yes, there's two primary providers outside of the metro area, Lutheran Social Services, who already has a robust partnership with Veterans Affairs and Catholic Charities. So we do coordinate with each other. What we're looking to do with this funding is show proof of concept, be able to serve the highest concentration of veterans in the state, and hopefully expand it beyond the metro in partnership with those other organizations.
Good. Any additional questions? Are there any other testifiers that want to come forward? Good, seeing none, thank you both. House File 122, so I'll renew my motion to, that House File 122 be laid over for possible inclusion. Thank you very much.
Thank you.